Good morning to everyone out there. Here we are right here in Sacramento, California with another Kickstart This, where we talk to people who are doing Kickstarters that we think are really interesting and want you to support and that we are definitely going to support. And today we have a return guest. Welcome to the show, Marvin Wynn, who you guys will know from his comic that got distributed nationwide through Diamond Comics, The Edge. Now we also have a Kickstarter going that is centered around the same thing. Good morning, sir.
Good morning / afternoon here in Comicsburg, or as Pittsburgh as they like to call it. We call it Comicsburg.
Comicsburg, that's what the locals call it.
Yeah. So that's our new brand. So when we go to cons, it's me and it's Heroinberg and it's Monarch Publishing, and we're hitting these shows under Comicsburg now. So that's how we brand it.
That's great. That's great. So you have been going back to shows then?
Yes. We've been we were back in shows in 2020. I think we did like 13 shows in 2020.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay, you were pushing. You were ready to get the thing moving again.
Right.
That's absolutely great. And so we're going to be talking about obviously The Edge, which is the Kickstarter.
Mm-hmm.
But let's go back to the beginning. How long have you been working on this project?
So I originally started the journey back in 1994, and one of the things that I always try to tell people is that when I first started out, it wasn't good at all. It was terrible, and I still have those notebooks. And one of the things that we've been talking about doing for a while is this journey thing. So we are actually going to do a series called From Script to Store, where we're going to go over what the journey is from the original idea, the art, the colors, the lettering, the editing that goes into making a comic book, and then getting into the marketing phase. And that's something we're kicking off at the Three Rivers Comic Con that's coming up on June 4th. We're going to start filming the first episode there.
But this is going to be a video, like a little documentary that you're putting together.
Yes.
Now, it's not going to be just about you then. It's going to be about small press in general?
Yes. So I've already recruited a few other creators, and I'm going to be recruiting more. Some of the people that just jumped into the chat, you're going to be getting messages from me asking you to join into this venture. I mean, I wanted to be this thing because when you're making a comic, you have your process. And my process may not match someone else's process, which might be different from someone else. There could be thousands of different processes. And when someone's jumping into the game, we want them to be able to see that there's more than one way to do it. We don't want them to get shackled into saying, oh, we have to do it this way, or we have to write our scripts this way, because everyone does their scripts different too. So we want to open that world up to new people coming in and say that it's a journey and it's not always going to be the same. You're not like we can put the path there, but you don't have to walk down. You can take your own path. You can go through the woods or the forest or the jungle and build your own path, as long as you get to the end of the journey where it's getting that comic book into people's hands.
And that's actually a good point that I don't think a lot of people understand. We're always bringing up things that people don't really know about the behind the scenes. Yeah. And the one thing that they don't know is, you need a pencil, you need an inker, you need a colorist, you need a letter. But how you get that and how you do it is completely different. Some people write very tight scripts. There's no room for changes in the art. Some people have really loose scripts. The artist has a lot of freedom. So it'll be interesting to see you talking to all these different people, because there's not going to be a single one that like matches up 100%.
No, it's always going to be different. So I was saying is that like back in 94, we started it and it was bad. And like I said, I have the notebooks, and I'm going to show those notebooks on the series and illustrate how you go from being terrible to being good or great, or whatever your goal is. You always have to put the extra energy in. You always have to practice, like even like an artist or a colorist. Like no one walks into the room the first day and is the best at anything. Everything is about practice, understanding your craft, and then working towards that. So like I said, is that I started, it was bad, I quit. And then I came back to it after, like, I took writing classes, I took marketing classes. But I would say that until I met our artist, Mark, and I'm going to say his last name one time, I do it on every stream one time, and then I'm never saying it again. So it's Mark Louis Vunkukiat, and it's now Mark V from now on, because I'm never saying it again. Because I don't want to keep pronouncing his name. So it wasn't until I met Mark in 2007, and we started working on what the book is now. So we got the first couple issues out. and then we kicked it around a little bit, and we decided to go back and do issue 1 again, because there were some things that I wanted to change in issue 1. So issue 1 had brand new art, brand new colors, and to me it's 100% better than it was before. Not just with the art and the colors and the lettering, but my dialogue came a long way since we did that first issue a long time ago. So I give all praise to the art team, because without them, things wouldn't be as they are, because it's a whole entire team that it takes to put these things together. It's not just one person. And if you don't have a good team, one part of the process can ruin the rest of the process. You could have really good art, and then the colors can be bad, or really good art and colors and the lettering's bad, or the story's bad, and it just breaks the whole thing apart if everything is not coming together as one.
This is very true. This is very true. So you redid the first issue.
Mm-hmm.
You were able to put out some issues, but before we go on with what we have coming up, give them a little breakdown on what the Edge is and
Sure.
what they can expect from this.
Right. So the Edge in the book is a drug that people have been dosed with, but unbeknownst to them. They don't know how they got it or where it came from. But it can grant you special abilities, but the consequences are that it could either drive you insane or kill you. So our kind of protagonist, antagonist, Revenant, first 4 issues, is a former government assassin who's now gone rogue into the world, and he knows what the Edge is. So a strike team is formed to either eliminate him or bring him in, because they don't want anyone to capture him and get a hold of his blood, because then everything gets out into the open. So the one important thing about the book is that we don't tell you who the good guys and bad guys are. Like, we want you to decide on who the villain and who the good guy is. But what ended up happening is, because I didn't illustrate that all these gray areas, Revenant became a very popular character. Even though I feel he's not a good person at all, because he's all about himself, and he's going to eliminate anything in his path. And his special ability is that from a single drop of his own blood, he can duplicate himself exponentially. And one of the people who read the book and was talking to me about it said that I got a newfound respect for the X-Men character Multiple Man after reading how you did Revenant.
Nice. So then what are we getting in this Kickstarter?
So with the Kickstarter, it is the first 4 issues. Plus we're adding, the add-ons are 2 one-shots and a 1-cut, because it's a Revenant story. So he likes to use knives, blades, and all kind of sharp, pointy things. So we call it a 1-cut instead of a 1-shot.
Perfect.
So I think it's 5 pages each, previews of that, which will be only in the Kickstarter. It will not be in the normal retail version of the book.
Okay, and so this is obviously stuff that has people, the fans who have read this, they have not read all of this. So this is
Correct.
something you need to jump on.
All a good jumping on point, and a lot of extra stuff that's going to show what's coming in the future of the Edge.
Okay, that's awesome. Well, let's take a peek at the video so people can get a good idea that you've given them a little rundown on it.
Right.
They don't know what it is, can't explain it. All they know is that it's coming for you. They don't know what it is, can't contain it. All they know is that it's coming for you. They don't know if it's real. Top secret classified. But when it comes for you better run and hide. They don't know what it is, can't explain it. All they know is that it's coming for you. They don't know what it is, can't contain it. All they know is that it's coming for you. Blame Mystic, Interim, Randa, him, Shift, Tendra. Blame Mystic, Interim, Randa, him, Shift, Tendra. Edge.
Okay, nice. That gives everybody a little look at the art so they can see what's going on there. And hello to you. Oh, that's you. I was like, hello. I saw some other hellos.
Doing double duty on Facebook and YouTube.
You're on it, man. You're better at this than I am. So what do we have for tiers then? Because now that they know a little bit about the book, they've seen the video, got an idea for the art. what can they expect to get by supporting your book?
So our initial tier is going to be a prismatic cover of issue 1. So this one, and I actually have a copy of it right here, is Revenant versus Blaine. So multiple Revenants coming out here, and it's got like fire effects once you get into the sunlight.
Oh, it looks all glossy.
Yeah. It's prismatic. So I mean, the idea behind this one was I didn't have an idea behind it, and I was just talking to Mark about doing something special. And once we got the colors back from Luis, I was like, man, we gotta see what we can do to get this. So I talked to the printer, like, can you do anything to make this look pretty? And he's like, yeah, we can do a prismatic cover. I was like, okay, let's see how it looks. And then when it came in, it was great. So I have it on the in the Kickstarter in the sunlight, and I think it shines a little better from there.
Nice.
So
keep going.
Yep. So the second tier is we're like going a catch up, so you can get copies of the issue 1 through 4 of the book, and also there's another tier that gives you issues 1 through 4 with the prismatic cover. So there, like, see, it's like it's shiny. I like.
Oh, that's a great picture of it right there.
Yeah, it looks really great in sunlight. If you get into the sunlight or any unnatural light, it really blows up. So the trade paperback digital, $14 tier. And then the coffee. So the coffee thing pretty much came out of nowhere.
This is interesting. I've never seen this before. So yeah, please give us as much info as you can about how this
Sure.
came
So there's a friend of mine, Comics with Bueller, and one of his sponsors is Comics on Coffee. They are a coffee company out of Florida. They're actually in the Scout building. And I got in contact with them, like, hey, do you guys do custom bags? And they're like, yeah, we do custom bags. So I said, yeah, let's do it. So the cover that we used for the trade was originally going to be for the coffee, but when I got it back from the colors, I'm like, we have to put this on the trade cover. This has to be the trade cover because it's given that Bohemian Rhapsody thoughts on it with the mirror.
Okay. Yeah, that is super unique. That is pretty crazy.
Right. I was looking for, like, what can I put in here that no one else has done before? And then right after I did it, a bunch of other people started doing it. So there's a bunch of copycats, is what I say.
Of course, nice.
Yeah.
Copycats.
Copying my ideas.
So this is great. So is everything done, or is it ready to print when the Kickstarter?
Yep. So we are at issue 12 already. Issue 12 is colored. Just need letters. Then the 3, the 2 1-shots and the 1 cut makes 15, and we have I've got scripts up to issue 18, and I think Mark started pencils on issue 15 recently.
Good Lord, you two are monsters. That is absolutely crazy to have it that far in advance. And there's one more reason that you guys should not pass this up, because it's done. Yeah. All he has to do is print it and send it to you.
Printing and shipping is all we have to do with the books. Everything's done like that. I've got the prismatic covers here. I've got the little minifigures and the boxes back over there. So this was the last of these ones. I think I've got 6 left on the on here, and because we're moving on to articulated action figures now and Lego minis.
Ooh, nice. Moving up to something a little more detailed. That's crazy. Yeah. That sounds like that will be a lot of work, but it'll probably be well worth it.
Right. I mean, like I said, is that it's all in time, and like we've been doing this so long, we're trying to branch out. So we're doing a card game. We're doing a miniature tabletop game. I mean, we just try to get in contact with people who are already doing these things, and like, hey, would you be interested in us doing like a add-on or something like that to what's already existing, so then we can jump into a different market. So then you have that crossover audience of people who play games might not read comics, and people who read comics might not read games. So if we offer something special within that, we can get people into those other things. Okay.
Wow, that is very impressive. So there's only a few figures left. You should grab them up, everybody, if you haven't. I back to what we were talking about originally. Mm-hmm. I assume we're going to see a Kickstarter for a documentary at some point. Am I correct?
Well, we've already talked to a streaming service, Heroes Live TV, and they actually offered us 4 yearly subscriptions as part of the Kickstarter, and those already went. So it was the first day those went. So it was part of the trade tier. So it was an add-on for that trade tier. You get a year's worth of Heroes Live TV. So it's a streaming service that has movies, documentaries, TV shows, and they're moving on to doing digital comics. So they're going to try to fill that gap that was left when Comixology went fully to Amazon.
Okay, interesting. Okay, well that is absolutely fantastic. There's what, 26 days left in this Kickstarter. So don't wait. That doesn't mean you should wait. Right. That just means that he's almost fully funded as we speak. So it's going to happen with 26 days, which means you might as well get on now, get your pledge in, find the tier that you like, and make sure that you can get the book, because again, in 26 days, once it's over, it's just printing and it's shipping. And
right. Right. So I gave myself a little bit of a cushion just in case there's some kind of paper shortage again or just delay. Yeah. So I should be getting everything in the mail out to everybody once it's funded in October.
And I think people are very patient. I mean, people are patient on Kickstarter in general, but right now it's pretty crazy. The printing stuff and the delays have been a little ridiculous. So everybody, of course, be understanding whether it's Marvin or whether it's somebody else you're supporting, because that's completely out of their control.
Yeah, it's out of our hands. Like I do have some product that was already delivered, so some stuff may get out a little soon. It's the trades that are probably going to take the longest to print because I have to print so many of them. But yeah, it's everything's moving. We're at 72%. Hoping we get that last stretch goal. When we get to 3,500, we're going to add on issue number 5. So we're going to have you'll get issues 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 as part of the Kickstarter.
Man, if we get this thing high enough, we're going to get all 15 at once.
Yeah.
One giant tray.
Yeah. So it's like if we get the 3,500 really fast, I'll do that. I'll do 4. If we get to 4,000. I'll unlock issue 6. So every $500 after that, I'll unlock a new issue.
We keep it coming. That's awesome. Yeah. That is great. So everyone, please go support, check it out, share it, show it to somebody who you think might enjoy it, and just help this come to reality and pick up your copies. Thank you very much for joining us, sir. This is always a pleasure to talk to you. We will make sure we have some for the shop, but that doesn't mean you don't pick up your copy right now on Kickstarter. And anything else to add before we go?
No, I mean, we're rocking and rolling, and like I say, is that the more that comes in for this, the more stuff we're going to do. Like I said, we're going to be doing action figures, we're going to be doing card games, and I mean, if things go as planned, maybe we'll do a video game or something. I mean, you never know. The world is wide open. There's so many independent processes and different people doing these things that we just reach out to people and say, hey, are you interested in joining forces on something? They're like, yeah, let's do it. I
mean, yeah, what do you got to lose, right?
Yeah.
See what you can get out there. So any cons they should be looking to see you at coming up?
We will be at the Comic Sport crew will be at Three Rivers Comic Con coming up here June 4th and 5th here in Pittsburgh and downtown at the convention center. This is going I think this is going to be our big coming out show because Three Rivers it was canceled before, and they had a really small showing in the parking lot near their New Dimension Comics here in the waterfront. But I think this is going to be huge, and we're going to come out and we're going to do this panel for Script to Store. We're going to make it happen.
Okay, great. Well, if you guys are in the area, check it out. But again, check him out, follow him on social media, go take a peek at the Kickstarter, find out more about it. And we will see everyone for the next one of these. And Marvin, you have a great weekend. I will be in touch with you to see how things are going before it's over. And awesome. I know you got this.
All right. Thank you.